The sheer fact that we are here collectively searching for that scary video. There's somebody in the trash.
Mascots that will give you nightmares.
All hands, hoist the colors high.
Look at that bed. Oh, what's happening?
A random woman walks up to my doorway acting strangely.
Drugs will do it to
was
you.
Killed by a dead snake. In 2014, Peng Fan, a chef in China, was preparing an exotic delicacy, a meal made from the deadly Indonesian spitting cobra, a snake whose venom could shut down a human body in minutes. Peng carefully decapitated the snake, removing its deadly fangs and venom glands. Believing his work was done, he set the snake's head aside, but the snake was not finished with him. Unknown to Peng, a snake's reflexes don't die immediately. Even severed, its head can still bite for up to an hour.
Give your meat a good old rub. Yeah, boy, help me. Yeah, boy.
Ooh.
Suddenly, as Peng reached for the head, the snake's head bit deep into his skin, releasing its venom. The venom, a powerful neurotoxin, began paralyzing Peng's body almost instantly. His breathing became...
No heartbeat. No pulse. You can't hurt me anymore. Your life was led to hell for me, and the way you died cannot justify the way you lived. You cannot be redeemed. You cannot be forgiven. You killed me before I was even dead. You are worthless.
This is creepy.
Nobody talks about how we went from like, guys, I think our phones might be listening to us and like our computers and shit. Like, that's insane if that's true. And like it was a conspiracy theory.
To now, like, we just fully accept it, right? It's like, watch this. Toilet paper.
And it's a fucking Charmin ad.
And we're all like, ha ha.
What the fuck? Bro, think about everything you fucking do. You have your phone at all times, dude. It knows
Everything about you, bro.
like you're beating your shit and it's watching you.
It's watching your face as you're
beating your
Did
shit.
he have to go that
doing
far?
not me, you. Like, you beating your shit that you do all the time. You're always doing.
Now that's creepy. What? What?
So a bodyguard who goes by the name Big Homie CC talked about in an interview meeting.
Because who chose that name?
That shapeshifted. Yes, I know that sounded crazy, but they are out there, and I've spoken them before. Check out what he had to say.
The lizard man in the club.
Lizard man?
Well, it wasn't a man, it was a lady. When the girl Jen, her long tongue, my cousin with me, he a police officer right now. After this event, he said, bro, I'm not doing this bodyguard stuff no more.
Yeah.
I'm like, what you talking about? He said, bro, I just seen the devil. Don't move. He said, look, turn to the left and look straight across. I looked across. I seen a little lady, brunette, short. And I say, bro, I'm looking. He said, just keep looking. And in an instant, the whole face was different. I didn't see the hair no more. The tongue came out to her own ear. But you know me, bro.
At a
I'm like,
party.
man, hold on. So I stepped down off the couch and I walk over there. As I'm walking over there, you know, she get out of my line of sight briefly. But when I get over there, it's this little normal looking lady again. And I had on a Breitling watch. And she's like, ooh, I like that watch. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, what's your name? She said her name was Jen. Gave me a Facebook page and everything.
Jen?
Her name was Jen.
Like G-I-N?
Yes. So look, I'm glad you said that. So look, I'm like, man, she said her name was Jen.
Wow.
So I go back to my cousin. He said, bro, why you go over there? I said,
Exactly.
He said, what you see? I said, bro, when I went over there, she looked normal, but I felt like I was a hamburger in front of a crocodile.
It's time to stop, okay? A security camera caught a pretty unsettling moment. In the footage, you can see a guy climb over a fence, then quickly run into some kind of warehouse and hide inside a dumpster. The warehouse worker watching all of this was totally confused at first, but then it all started to make sense when, just a few seconds later, a car pulled up to the entrance and another guy jumped out. He started asking if a guy in a red baseball cap had just run through there. The worker told him he hadn't seen anyone, but judging by the look on his face, the guy clearly didn't believe him. He started saying that if the worker was hiding something, he'd pay a high price for it. Still, the employee stuck to his story. He hadn't seen anybody. That's when the guy from the car started nervously pacing around, searching the area. The warehouse worker tried to say that this was private property and that strangers weren't allowed to be there, but nobody was listening to him. At that moment, a second person got out of the car, and now the two of them began searching the warehouse together, looking for the guy in the red cap. Before leaving, they decided to check the dumpster, but there was no one inside. The thing is, the guy in the baseball cap had already managed to hide somewhere else, and after his pursuer
How did that happen?
to the warehouse, he slipped out and got away.
In their car.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Toby. You're a little bigger than your dad said. 3 scoops,
Oh.
please. If Toby is hiding, please bring his food to him. Okay? Yeah, so what you saw back there on the floor, that happens more than I would like, unfortunately.
It's nasty.
The cleanup is not fun, but it's going that extra mile that gets you the good review, so. It's so dark.
Now we gotta turn some lights on.
Toby.
Sounds like his belly hurts.
Like, you have to turn the lights on, bro. You have to turn the lights on. You have to turn the lights on.
That's how you know this is fake.
What did you say, nigga?
Nigga, this is crazy.
Toby?
Hey?
One of the questions that I often get is, can a Elf on the Shelf doll conjure up something? Now, you have to understand that these dolls are like any other doll. They essentially are a vessel for something evil or negative to inhabit. And when you are doing Elf on the Shelf, you are essentially dabbling in the occult. Now, this is a story I heard out of Austin, Texas. There was this family who lived in the suburbs of Austin. And the man was named Mike, his wife was named Donna, and they had a young son named Robbie. Well, they decided to get one of these Elf on the Shelf dolls, and they began doing harmless little pranks on Robbie. The wife, Donna, she thought like it was just, really funny, and she was having a good time with it. Mike was kind of, I don't know if this is a good idea. Like, are we kind of dabbling in something we shouldn't? So, this one particular night, they take the doll, which they had called Bernard, and they put it in Robbie's room. And they say, "Good night, Robbie. Good night, Bernard," and they leave the bedroom. At about 12:30 a.m. that night, they hear Robbie screaming. But, Donna at the time didn't really think anything of it. Mike, however, thought like maybe we've gone too far, like we shouldn't be doing this. He tells Donna, and Donna's like, oh no, it's harmless, like we're not doing anything wrong. So a couple days later, they decide we're going to take Bernard and we're going to bring him in the kitchen. We're going to knock over some flour and we're going to make like little footprints like he'd been walking around the kitchen, like kind of making messes. So they get that all set up and they go to bed. Mike wakes up in the middle of the night and he hears what sounds like someone walking around in the house. So he gets up and, you know, he starts looking around the house. He doesn't see anything. He thinks, oh, maybe it was just the cat. He goes back to bed. The next morning, Mike wakes up and on the foot of their bed is Bernard. And he's just sitting up, staring at him.
This has got to be like a number 0 for me.
Out of bed, Mike goes into the living room.
You guys, I can't. I'm
like,
sorry.
White little
Breaking news. The impossible has just happened in space.
Who is that walking around though? Is that the 3-eye Atlas?
20 megahertzes, the same frequency used by SETI to search for extraterrestrial life. Coincidence? Highly.
Coincidence? Highly
know
doubtable.
that when the first responders arrived on site to Chernobyl, because of the high levels of beta and gamma radiation, that their skin started falling off in really heavy chunks. The red pine forest is a forest in the most surrounding area that turned red and like a ginger, really unnatural color the trees turned because of the amount of radiation. It was ultimately bulldozed and buried. When Chernobyl's elephant foot underneath reactor 4 was first discovered, standing near it for only 300 seconds or 5 minutes would have killed you in a very agonizing way over the span of only a couple of days. It still remains one of the most hazardous pieces of waste on Earth and can still kill you. First responder firefighter Vladimir Pravik died a very agonizing death, but before that he did, his eyes changed from a very dark brown to an exceptionally creepy, unsettling shade of blue. You know that because authorities tried to cover up the nearby city of Pripyat, which was only a couple of kilometers away from the disaster, was not evacuated for over 36 hours after the disaster, which was home to most of the nuclear power plant's workers and their families, which caused thousands of deaths. Animals are thriving, but not really. They're thriving because humans are gone, but the forest floor is about 2 to 3 times thicker, and a bunch of microbes are like kind of dead and dying, and like microorganisms like fungi and spiders and bees and grasshoppers. But the wolves are becoming sort of kind of immune to cancer and other forms of like weird radiation disease. But the forest floor is like unnaturally preserved because nothing is really breaking it down anymore.
I don't know about that one. That is scary. Look how tall it is. Nope.
She started freaking out when she realized something was wrong with this meat, because after buying it from a store in the Appalachian Mountains, everything looked normal until she posted it on TikTok. That's when people began commenting, claiming it looked like human meat.
I've never seen pork that looked like this. This is a pork loin. Maybe this is normal. I feel like it looks like Swiss cheese.
Would you believe me if I told you there are people whose life mission is to catch HIV and they even call it a gift? There are also people who want to catch every disease and STI known to man on purpose.
Bug chasers.
My whole life.
You're ill.
This group of people are called bug chasers. Bug chasers are a small group of people who seek to intentionally become infected with disease. The most well-documented cases are among gay men who specifically chase HIV. Once they achieve a positive HIV diagnosis, they will purposely not take any medication, fully aware that it will eventually unalive them. Their ultimate goal is usually to either get HIV or spread it to other people who are seeking it. I do need to stress this is a very small group, and this has nothing to do with being gay. For the overwhelming majority of gay men, HIV is literally their worst nightmare, and they would never want to catch or spread it to anyone. It just
That's what I would
happens
think.
that there is a community of them who do this. But this is a severe mental illness that can affect anybody. Lovely
believe it.
Peaches is a good example of this.
I just found out. We can't watch her. She's a little bit too much.
That's why people pay 400 cedis to $120 to subscribe.
So would you say that you have morals?
Morals?
Yeah.
I think I fucked morals long ago.
Okay, so there's no morals. You are
the
just
only moral I
trying to
have
get
is kindness and love.
Okay.
Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, dress this way, dress that way. Advise your family members, not me. You don't feed me. You can't feed me, Clark.
Right. So with you, there's no rules in making money.
There's no rules. Okay. I mean, the only rule is when it involves blood. But wait, semen is blood.
No rules.
Okay.
Okay, no rules.
All right, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.